Hi guys, welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I'm in and out of the office today, so I apologize, but we will have a live stream later on tonight. I just want to give you guys some, a little bit of an update that I have. I've been studying this damn docket right now for Bed Bath & Beyond's bankruptcy. They went ahead and just filed, I want to say they have 69 filings now. There's a favorite number for a lot of you kids out there. Me personally, I've been looking at it and I've been listening. What's the possibilities, like what could happen? I see a lot of people trying to dial this up, and I've heard this phrase, well, it's okay because it's Chapter 11, not Chapter 7, things like that. Guys, when you file for bankruptcy, you do have the ability to not find financing. And, the bridge right now is 6th Street. 6th Street Capital come out, and they said, all right, we're going to go ahead and put out $240 million, but there's stipulations with that. So they actually have to show good faith that they could run this. The timing of the bankruptcy tells me something, too. Ideally, when a retail company goes into bankruptcy, it has to go through a cycle. Like it'll go through its holiday season, right? And it'll go through holiday season just to show that there's some business mojo there, the relationships are there, and the bills can be paid, or however it may be. Then you let it cycle through. Then you come through to like what is today. These guys are going to go through this dog days of summer type style, but you can actually turn that Chapter 11 into a Chapter 22. Now that's just a phrase. There's not an official chapter for bankruptcy, but 22 is the phrasing when you resubmit for 11 again. And that's because you're undercapitalized, right? So you don't have the money you thought you did. You didn't have the backing you thought you did, and it comes out again. So that's what people get scared of, And the world of Holly Etlin, if you really think about her being the CRO, she has to know this is a possibility. And that's not a good look for her. So I don't think she wants to come out of it on the tail end of that side. But when I look at this, what could happen and why Sue Gove is outmatched, right? So Sue Gove basically showed you she's not even capable of being a CEO just off of one interview. But what she was telling you is that the value of their company and the amount of stores they have, they're overstored. That's what it's a phrase, overstored, as in there's too much square footage for the amount of money they bring in. And you always have to factor that in. I know a lot of people look at companies that have huge buildings, but then you also got to understand that they strategically put them out in the world and or in America to make that dollar per capita. Because it's tough, man. It's tough. When we have the amount of square footage we do in retail, we're about 5x, 6x that of like Europe or even Asia. Because that's a crowded environment out there. And so the stores, they operate different. Out here, you have to pick and choose your moments. This is why malls are almost obsolete. But malls need to give that entertainment factor, right? They have to have the movie theaters, an ice skating rink, an arcade. Dave & Buster's has to be tied to it. Things like that. Because if it doesn't have that, then why would you go? What, for the stores themselves? It's tough. Then you have that, I can't miss something, right? Like if you're going to have a sale or an advertisement, this week only, this is for sale, that would get people, that would entice them to come back. The unfortunate part is for like Bed Bath & Beyond, they're on sale every day of the week. They're on sale every coupon. They're on sale every mailer. So there is no incentive to go back. This is what they call it. They call it MVM, right? So they have a multi-vendor mailer that goes out. And so those are those coupon books you see in the mail. And they have a set date. And that entices people to go back on those certain dates to that establishment. But if you always have a discount, no one's going to miss out on anything. So I think the business model needs to change. I think they know that. I think they're losing it that way. When I think about business model, I think about a couple of things. I think experience. I think inventory as far as out of stock, and then omni-channel. And if you guys don't know what that means, like in the beginning days of Bed Bath & Beyond, as I was reading, the store owners were able to pick out the product that was getting to their stores, and they were able to make decisions like what products are coming in, what products are going out. And I look at other people, like even if you do like GameStop, for example, they will literally tell you, well, I don't have it, but let me see who does. And then they'll have a network. They actually have the function, say, oh, you know what? We can order it online and we'll get it delivered here to the store and we'll get it to you, or we'll deliver it to your house. Or that's the omni-channel way. It's like, I need this size and color at this location, and we can get it, because once inventory is delivered, doesn't mean it's dead. It means you can get it back from that establishment. But I don't think Bed Bath & Beyond has that worked in. I don't think Bed Bath & Beyond has the footprint just yet. Definitely not the leadership. I think Holly Etlin is the class of this. After watching what she said and what she does for the last 20 years, 25 years, really being the CRO, I was looking for more ties and I found them all, and it's unfortunate. Private equity is going to sweep in at a pretty penny. and they're going to get what they want. But there's no stalking horse here, okay? And I know those guys over there at the PP show, they use the wrong terms for bankruptcies and everything. I'm severely, I don't want to say educated, but I'm educating myself, as in I'm asking all the questions to all the lawyers that I know, and they're helping me understand exactly what the next step is. So if there's no stalking horse, I mean, there's no one in line to buy this company. And if they're in talks with 50 people to 100 people, that's not a good thing. I know people think that's a great thing, and it's not. That means that no one's willing to commit right now. You literally have to see what it's worth. And in retail, no one's committing. Over the last 20 years, everyone's going to tell you that it's overstored. And that phrase should be embedded in your brain. That means there's too many. The common business practice, like for some people in this retail environment, if you're not a growth company and you're not really successful, you would want to open a store and close a store, i.e. open a new one and hopefully it performs really well and close out the one that's not performing so well. So if you can find that equilibrium of how many stores you need and what's the impact, how would I say it, the penetration on the bottom line itself. Top line revenue should not decrease. It should stay flat if you're closing stores, because you're offsetting top line revenue with online e-commerce sales. That's how GameStop's doing it. I hope people notice that. GameStop lost 69 stores, but they still came in flat on revenue. There wasn't a big gap there. And the reason for that is they're finding what's a good mix for them. Bed Bath & Beyond has no idea. They're literally cutting themselves off. They cut off a whole artery when they closed Harmon. They closed off all of their Bye Bye Babies. 120 of them only left. And then, of course, Bed Bath & Beyond, there is only 360 left. So it tells me what the company's doing. I'm looking at it, and I want that leadership to understand what's coming. Being out of stock on items, it's not going to get people back to the store. So I think they know that they have 90 days to liquidate. We saw who's in charge of that, and that's the Hilco. It's not going to be beneficial for shareholders, unfortunately. I know people are looking for a bump in the stock. I didn't even look at the stock today. I have not. I think I looked at it and it was at 17 cents. And 17, what a fitting number. I'm doing Connecting the Dots 17 coming up. So I'm still, guys, it's going to be weeks away. I'll keep promoting that until it comes out. And then when it does, it'll kind of explain to you what's happening right now. Definitely ties to private equity since the beginning. And it's just unfortunate that people don't want to see it for what it is. If people are out there watching other TV shows, other YouTubers, whatever, and they're giving you this hopium, this false hope, guys, it's done. It's done. That time has come and passed. This stock has been diluted 10x in the last 2 months. There is nothing that you think is going to happen is going to happen. And I try to tell people this, but they don't listen, and it's okay. The volume is infinite right now, and by the volume being that big, it just means individuals are going back and forth, and they're nickel and diming you. They're stealing your equity because whoever's averaging down, as they call it, this is suicide at this point. So anyway, I'm going to leave this video with a little clip I want you guys to watch. This is Holly Etlin, and she's giving out key advice on private equity on the retail sector. Please pay attention to what she says.
My advice for private equity investors interested in the retail space is be absolutely ruthless on the topic of the retailer's reason for being. Does it have a true differentiator? Because if you're a Me Too retailer, if you're a consumer's second or third choice, your long-term survivability is in question, and then the management team has to be incredibly cost and operations focused. The number one choice retailer gets to be merchandise and advertising and customer engagement focused. And so you really need to be very clear and honest with yourselves about what the true investment thesis is around this company that you're looking at. Things change so rapidly that the typical hold period of 3 to 5 years, you can see a retailer that was doing just fine take a complete nosedive as someone else comes online with something better. So you really have to, I think, be more careful in the retail space than in some other sectors with regard to your investment decision.
So I just wanted you guys to know that part. Holly's telling you flat out, you need to be careful. And the reason why you need to be careful is because you're no one's first choice. Bed Bath & Beyond is no one's first choice. You'll go to Amazon, you'll go to Costco, you'll go to Walmart, you'll go to Target because they have it. They have size and color. They have the omni-channel effect. They have everything you need. Bed Bath & Beyond lost this one, guys. It's a terrible investment, but it's a poorly run company. And these guys are just here to feed off of it. They're all going to make money just doing the deal. And what's the deal? Well, 69 Motions. Go look at them. It's wild out here. So good luck, guys. For those of you that are hanging on, I can't give you the financial advice. I just know that I would never be in it. And I told you that. I told you that a long time ago. I also told you don't listen to those guys who are pushing out hope and telling you things are going to happen that are not going to happen. Just not. Peace.